Yeah, no Brimstone. This is what they did on Bind before as well. But we actually never saw Mixwell use the Viper ult. It was always just he killed people before he needed to use it. So
he actually used it once, but it happened off camera.
Oh, did he?
Because I very audibly heard, "Welcome to my world," and then I was like, "Oh, okay." It's been used somewhere.
Okay, so it looks like it's Spike down outside of B-Link. They're pushing up long right now. That slow is going to slow up Desmond as he's on the site. Puts the Rumba down to make sure no one's poking their head out of Hookah right now. But Screamy has a perfect position. As soon as this Cyber Cage goes down, he doesn't spot anyone yet, but he's looking for those corners. Looking for that peek. He hits the angle and hits the head. Scream takes down Alexi, and now there's one close left as well. He's actually going to pick up the orb early on here and go for the rotate through the teleporter.
Good start here for Prodigy.
Oh.
Although they are taking hits, actually. I say that. There was a good start, and then they took a couple of hits. So 2 G4L. Do trade one back, though. 4 versus 3, but a couple of low health bars. That'll be fixed by Sage, though. Sage will fix that pretty quickly. She'll heal herself up. And you see now a rotation on to that B side. So Desmond finds the first. Gets traded back by King Mezzy in a 2 versus 3 scenario. And Fake will be having to look and make a retake happen as Replin is trying to get a stun through that wall, maybe a bit of damage, put a bit of pressure on to Screamy, who is on site and now joined by King Mezzy, who is there also. Screamy holding the long from Hookah. Everybody over an elbow. Screamy finds the first. Can he find the second? Good shots coming out. And King Mezzy, he will actually fluff that first peak. Will return back to that spike plant location, but actually somehow ended up in a 2 versus 1 now. Replin will find the kill. I have no idea what happened there, but Replin found the kill, and now it's up to him to look for the defuse. Baits out the sound. Goes for another defuse here. All it's going to take is a single peek. He's actually going for it. Is he baiting him out? No! Good defense there from Screamy. And that will secure the first pistol round here for Prodigy.
Yeah, that round was just the Prodigy World Tour going through both teleporters over the course of that one, trying to figure out which site was weak, because there were a lot of rotations going through that defender spawn, and once they saw a couple on A lost a member, they swung straight over towards B site, and then Scream shows up when it matters most. I feel like in that situation, Replin should have just taken the spike to halfway on the defuse and then swung on out there. Of course, his shoulder is going to be covered from that hookah area, so Scream was going to have to push him, and he had time to look for one more shot there, but was hoping to get the little cheese there on the stick. It didn't work out in the end, though.
Yeah, not quite. You see Spectres picked up hit by King Mezzy. I saw a couple of Spectres and a Phantom, I think, for Team Prodigy. They're going to push up through Hookah. Actually, they're very early on. 3 players sitting in Garden as Scream opens up with that Phantom. Taking down 1, he's taking down 2, he's taken down all 3. Shaco comes in for the kill on the 4th. It's Replin, and Mixer's actually holding the angle here to see if anyone peeks out. It's a flawless execution from Team Prodigy as they get 5-0.
All right, that was the round we expected them to win now, so gonna have to try something new on attack, assuming there are gonna be weapons over on the side of Too good to lose. Too good for lose. How am I forgetting this? 2 games in already.
I've also heard too good for lose. It's too good for LAN. So there's like multiple different.
Too good for LAN.
Too good for everything.
All right.
Yeah.
They're too good for the L. I think we don't know what it stands for exactly, but they're too good for the L. We'll see if they can live up to that one right here. Now, I do like the way that Mixwell is playing sort of away from the rest of his team, especially if he ends up setting up the Viper utility here, because on one hand, it does distract a little bit, makes you think that it's going to be an A execute from the side of Prodigy, but also, even if it's not, you can eventually rotate back over to that site, and you have all the smokes ready to go.
B has been the site of choice here for Prodigy so far, and it looks like a bit of a distraction down a B long as they rotate out of Hookah, and it looks like maybe even committing to that B side push. They are just hovering around between B short and B long, looking for the ideal area to push, but 3 members committed to B this time round, so changing up the defensive strategy for 2G4L, knowing that the B has been the site of choice so far. And a lot of resources committed here as well. Angles are held currently. Defran is actually just scouting out with the drone to get some idea about where those players could be. Fake takes one, but King Mezzy finds the refrag on that B site, and immediately Defran goes down to good hold by Alexi, who is still there and finds the second 2 for 1 for him, and Mixwell now has to trade back, but Replan is already on site to look to try and retake as the spike goes down. Welcome to my world! As Mixwell drops the ultimate, finally, Medic, the question has been answered. We are going to see that Viper in use. This does make the retake much harder for 2G4L right now. Shaiko holding out the angle on Hall here, elbow also being considered, but Mixwell still with that ultimate going as it drops now. Finally, Jesmond and Replan will take the win, even with the ultimate used. They will bite back in this series, taking it to 2-1.
Good play there from 2G4L. Now, going into this next round, of course, it didn't seem like Prodigy actually spent too much there. Rocked a lot of what they had in the second round, so they have enough money to buy, and Mixwell has enough cash to get himself an op. This is going to be a round where, because he has the op and Scream on the Sage has res too, Mixwell isn't going to be playing away from the rest of his team. He wants to be nearby Scream so he can take more aggressive peeks with this operator, of course. Even if he does drop in the exchange, Sage can very easily toss the wall up and go for that resurrection and keep him playing very aggressive, which we know he likes to do, even when he's rocking the op.
I think it's such an interesting dynamic to watch because we haven't seen the sort of traditional takes that you see on Bind yet from Team Prodigy, right? Like usually if you're playing this map, what you want to do is you get the triple smoke, one on your Hall, a couple covering off A site, but because they don't have the Brimstone, they have to work around the fact that they don't have these smokes. They can't close off the line of sight as easily as you usually would. And they've lost one as they've tried to push up towards this site. Mixwell keeps positioning this smoke in the same place. He puts down... Oh well, no. That's a mistake, my man. That is a mistake. You didn't mean to hit the roof with that. And probably slows down the play that Prodigy were looking for through a shot. Mixwell's going to come across and join the rest of the team. And it looks like they're going to rotate back across towards B. Still 40 seconds left, but that time, of course, is ticking down. And with an easy enough rotation play coming through that defensive side spawn, we'll see... Oh, Mixwell in a great head. But we see 2G4L actually... It's a lot easier for them to get to a site quickly than it is Prodigy. So... When you're Prodigy, you have to make quite an aggressive play if you're going to take a site before those reinforcements arrive.
Mixwell do tip the scales rather in favor of Prodigy as now that B site push comes through again from 2G4L. Committed and Fake finds two, with Replan rather also getting the other, and Lexi there on the sidelines. King Mezzi trades back, but Fake will find the win. It's now 2-2. 2G4L finding good defensive plays here versus Prodigy.
Really good play there from 2G4L. Not only do they win the gunfights on that B side, but also even with all the noise Mixwell's making, the utility, the pick he got with the operator on A site, they did not over-rotate back. They left one player lurking on A with three still sticking around that B area, so once the execute actually came on through, they were there ready to win the fights.
Enough playing with our food.
Now we see a pretty soft buy. Ooh. What?
No, it's all right, Medic. You could. The silence was long and enduring. I was wondering if your pizza had turned up at the door. So,
we're allowed to take a second. We're allowed to take a second. See, quite a soft buy coming. I haven't ordered the pizza yet. A soft buy coming.
Oh,
out
you're
from,
having pizza too. I already had pizza.
I'm debating it. They're playing into Phantoms and Vandals, so it's playing into Phantoms and Vandals. So they're trying to take the short range fight here through bathrooms. Mixwell's going to step forward with the Sheriff. He has been hitting his shots pretty effectively so far. Now lining up that smoke that we've seen him use a couple of times already. You want to get it up through there. I think that will close off a link. And there goes the wall as well. But you can just peek over the top of this. Depending on the timing, it could be a very easy position for Sin just to hold here. A short push coming out. Only one player still sitting over towards bathrooms. But the Rolling Thunder will stop any advance really coming in here to A short. And now with the timer ticking, 40 seconds left, you've got to get onto the site, but Cindy's in the perfect position to find Mixwell from the side. And there's only one player left. This is an eco that didn't really work out. I mean, they got some ultimates out of it. They got the orbital strike out, so you take that. But Shaiko actually picks up a Bulldog. We'll be able to get towards the site where we can take it out as soon as he steps past lamps.
All right there, good win coming through from the side of Too Good for Lose. Now, coming into this next match, got a couple, or not coming into this next round, rather, got a couple of ultimates. Same ults on both sides, actually got a Raze and a Cypher. And one thing I actually really like with this combination is if you try to take a site very quickly with the Raze, you know, you try to use that ultimate to open up either down towards Hook or, you know, towards B long, with how they're maybe setting up right now. You can then just drop that Cypher ulti down, figure out where's on site. You can maybe look for the quick rotation through that B long teleporter as well if you see a whole lot stacked up towards B.
No more charges left.
Well, B has been the play most of the time. Now, a couple of less resources committed here. Aggressive push through A short actually coming in from 2G4L. They'll actually have eyes on the spike. If they push a little bit further here and get around the corner, they will have eyes on the spike in Link. And I think that's going to happen. I think Jesmond's going to see the spike on the floor here at Link, and he'll be aware that it is still sitting at spawn. Although B has been secured, they are yet to actually find the spike in this scenario. So
here's the thing, though. Mixwell is coming around with a
Mixwell, yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets the shot.
Dead.
And
Yeah,
that's the power of Mixwell right there. He's playing this lurker role so well on the Viper. The spike was a fake. And there comes the Cypher ult you were talking about earlier, Ender. They will know that all of the mainly defensive players are sitting over towards the A site. Rotations coming off, but Mixwell on bind is so good at playing this lurker position, looking for rotations, looking to try and catch people out as they get over towards the site. He won't have eyes on a Replin who gets into despawn in time, but Cinder's actually looks like it's a save, and Cinder's just looking for this angle.
Oh, yeah, I think Replin has the op as well, so they really want to hold on to it.
Do they peek him at the same time? I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, they're coming around both sides.
The recon dart as well. Everyone's converging. Mixwell takes him out as the wall goes down, and as you said, Replin has the op, so he's just going to save that one as the spike will go down. Oh, I haven't actually looked in the back of heaven before. That's cool.
All right, medic. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on back there. I assume
it's like a
that's
I agree with medic. It's pretty cool.
You agree that it's cool? All right, that's good. That's good. I'm glad we can all be in agreement. Back to the game at hand, though. I will say the one thing that I think that Prodigy are trying to do on attack is just go to the site that Replin isn't playing. Because Replin with the op is absolutely devastating right here. So if they know he's been going A the last couple of rounds, why not keep, you know, dropping multiple members over towards that B site with Mixwell, making sure that he can't find any kind of aggressive rotation from behind as well. It's been working out for them in the last round, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, look how aggressive. I mean, they are so confident that Prodigy don't want anything to do with A or with Replin on A short, that they push through A short so aggressively. I mean, Mixwell obviously plays Baths every single time and looks to then rotate out, but look how aggressively they push A every single time. It is a B push consistently from Prodigy right now. They haven't yet found an opening frag to this game, but Screamy will push through that cage, just looking to open things up. Shaiko as well, taking some shots above the sky smoke. And now they're going to rotate back again. Look at how split this this player position is coming out from 2G4L. And I've got to keep an eye on the guy pushing in through spawn. It's Jesmond once more. He'll walk into 4 members. Will not find the kill. And they have given away a man advantage here with that aggressive push coming out from Jesmond.
And Mixwell is here on A site, coming through bathrooms. Everyone else coming through short, looking for the push, but the rotations are coming out. You can see 2G4L are not willing to give up this site without too much of a fight. Sin's going to go down to start us off. Ultimates are available. Only the Cypher on the side of 2G4L, but you've got the Showstopper, you've got the Pit as well. Mixwell falls, Replin with the op, landing the shots that he needs to. Shaco pushing forward, the Lamp Spake is down, but Alexi gets one in response. He's going to pop the Cypher out, looking for where his enemies lie, but he can't land the shot as he comes round the corner. It's the 4th round of the half for Team Prodigy.
Yeah, Shaco using the booster packs to get up on top of truck, down into U-Haul, and find the flank right there. Really disrupted what Too Good for Lose was trying to do right there. Just really giving them a lot of pressure. And of course, Too Good for Lose got super aggressive out of that A short right at the start of the round, which was a good play for them. And I was thinking maybe you try to wrap around on Mixwell, who is always playing Bass, and hit him from 2 angles right there. Instead, try to go through spawn, trying to find the spike one more time. But feels like Prodigy know exactly what was going on given that situation and turned it right around on him.
It's the same old story, but look, an aggressive hooker defense coming out from 2G for all, maybe trying to catch them with that Cypher trap, although Mixwell finds the first pick onto Jesmond here, who as he moves to A short, changing his game plan from Batten to Fran, throwing out a couple as Mixwell picks up one, Shaiko the other, a flawless victory, absolutely obliterated. 2G4L just disintegrated off the map.
Mixwell just won a 1v3 on A. Like,
I know.
By himself, just sitting
I
there, just like, hey guys, do we want to go A? And they're like, nah, we'll just use our ults on B as well. Of course, you do invest the ultimate there from the Sova, but you've still got the pit, you've still got the showstopper. Mixwell and Shaiko having absolutely phenomenal games so far. 5-3 for Prodigy. Their map pick, of course, but it was 2G for L who decided they wanted to start on defense. So we'll see if they can get, towards 5 or 6 rounds this half. Otherwise, they might be struggling.
Well, 2G4L are mixing things up a bit. They've got 3 on B, right, with the Cypher to scout out Hookah as well. I like this coming through from them. Now 1 falling back to play that more rotation style, getting ready to move either A or B, depending on where the contact comes in.
Yeah, you can see as well a bit of a shake-up as Mixwell moves through with a partner in crime this time round. They're going to get the opening frag onto A with Sind, but they're not going to commit much further than that. Not going to open themselves up to any angles if they move outside of Baths. That's going to be Shaiko picking up a kill on B short. Alexi going down. They've got a 2-man advantage here as Replan fails the shot. King Mezzi punishes him. And this should be an open B site push now as the spike is collected from Spawn. Shaiko, they're trying to cover halls, but it is a 1 versus 3 scenario. And Defran, although Jesmond does go down and get 1 kill, Shaiko will find the return. And Mixwell somehow on the other side, again, winning a very, very tough 1 versus 3.
I mean, it feels like it's a lot of the same coming in on attack for Prodigy, right? Mixwell's always going to be playing that B or that A Bass, pushing up a little bit more aggressively, while the rest of the team sort of pokes around B, maybe on A short, but definitely committing more towards B. Now on an eco here for 2G for L. I mean, we've seen them get pretty aggressive in the past with those pushes out towards A short. I feel like it's just not being respected from Prodigy until a little bit later in the round. They say, hey, these pushes are coming in very, very slowly. You make some noise, then you fall back towards the spike and come away with the kill here. So I don't know. This is going to be a situation where you see 3 members running down short, and now Mixwell may find them here on the angle.
See it from his point of view in just a second. Mixwell takes down 1, Scream gets another. Mixwell will fall to Jesmond with the Sheriff, but as you said, that eco not going to do too much. Alexi trying to hold an angle here as the Showstopper comes out. Scream gets the kill. Jesmond, though, will get Darphone as well. The Spike is sitting all the way back in Link right now. It's a 3v3. Very good eco so far.
They committed
still
a
an
res
sitting
to
on
that.
Replan.
Yeah, so they committed the res on that, even on the eco, I guess because they got themselves the up, and now they're looking for the retake. They're going to find the spike here as well. If they win this fight, it'll be huge.
No, they don't. Sind, unfortunately, goes down to King Mezzi. Sometimes that gun mismatch can be a little bit too hard to deal with, and they will pick up the spike. Looks like Hall's an elbow covered up by Screamy here. He sees the push coming through. Shaiko, who has also got another angle covered. It should be a fairly simple B plant right now, as that is going to be King Mezzi coming through with the spike. Again, halls are occupied right now, but it is going to be a tough retake on this eco. As Medic said, this would be a great eco if they could win it, but it is still a big ask for the boys from 2-4-GL. And it looks like heading back to spawn, are they just committing to taking some guns and saving here?
Well, they've got an
I mean, they have
right?
the operator,
So
right?
Replan wants to save that. Jesmond trying to look for an exit flag, but couldn't get anything out of it. You save the op here if you're Replan, you keep that money in the bank. And you've still got a couple of rounds left in this half to try and do some damage. I'm still wondering what that is. It does look like a black hole, like a star or something.
It's Radianite, 100%. But they're like experimenting on it or something, right?
Ah, okay. Oh!
Because what? He's Replan with the opposite.
Killed him.
He's good. I like it. I like it a lot here. And now, like, I wonder if Replin wants to switch up the site he's playing, right? Because over on B side, it feels like 2G for L are giving up a lot of space. They're playing, like, pretty deep on B. They're not peeking aggressively at all, and Prodigy continue to take advantage of that. Replin, though, going to be running over towards A again. Maybe it's like one of those games where it's like, oh, they keep going B. This is the round they finally go A, and it just never happens, so you never end up rotating over. But unless they mix things up, if these B hits keep coming through, it doesn't feel like 2G4L can actually fight back against it.
That's the awkward thing, though, isn't it, Ender? It's the awkward thing, though. You know, if you're in a situation where they constantly go B, and you're like, well, let's commit more defenders to B, then the one time they push A, you lose A completely, right? So, I think B is the easier two-man defense site, right? A requires more angles to be covered, but if you go B every time, then maybe you should commit more. Saying that, Shaiko jumps in with the showstopper, won't find a kill there, but the committal of ult is forcing the rotate out from Replan, who's moving his way back, I am assumed round towards Heaven to make use of that op to ensure he can get a couple of kills. Here comes the Brimstone, orbital strike just to prevent the A short push. He's actually split Shaiko up here, who pushes aggressively, finds the first onto Sind, and now Heaven smoked out. It means there will no clear angles here for Replan to use that op. No Fake trades back. Replan finds the kill onto Mezel. Mixwell actually trades back onto Replan though, and Fake has been a saving grace so far for 2-4-GL. Spike has not gone down. There is time to play with. The rotates have come through.
Spike's going to B. Spike's going to B. Mixwell here on A site, just trying to hold off Replin for as long as he can. Or maybe it was Fake who stayed on the site. Alexi there with the Cypher cam. We'll be able to spot out the fact that this play is happening. Spike goes down. Mixwell holding the angle through halls. Elbow is Alexi. The recon dart will spot him out if he steps too far forward. Fake here with the Molotov, gonna get shock darted.
No!
And that is over as a dream right there. Defran pushes around the corner, gets the kill. 8-3 so far in the half.
You hate to see it right there, too. I mean,
You
just
love
the utility
to see
from
it.
Mixwell.
I love it.
You love to see it. If you're a Mixwell fan, you know, the guy sets up the smoke on towards A Heaven. I think he's been doing that one every single round, but finally it's going to be the A take. So Replin was able to find one shot with that operator, but Mixwell ended up winning the op duel, absolutely dominating from that Bats angle time and time again. They've now shown that they've got the A take as well on even footing. Like, this team is looking to wrap this tournament up fast.
Could be a 9-3 half for Prodigy, and we saw how excellent they were on defense on this side too as well. This is an incredible attacking side now for Prodigy, who are just in the driving seat realistically. Mixwell, he's got too many guns to work with, mate. He's actually just making sure that he has options as he heads down towards A short. He's dragging the Vandal with him to ensure that he can swap out if needed, if the time calls for it. And the A short push comes once more. No one on B. Big commit, although the opening kill goes to Mixwell. He finds that frag onto Jesman. Now Bats being covered as well. This is a very clean push onto A soon versus, or 5 versus 3. Although Mixwell does go down to Replan, who was hiding in Bats there, changing up his position, but he has given it away.
Teleport's going to be used there to take the Spike over to B. There is no one there. Spike will go down on B. Shaco's able to take out Replin. Alexi looking for the trade, but Shaco gets him once again. And it all sits on Sin's shoulders. They're just looking for him. They don't really care about the plant anymore. They're looking for the kill. They know he's behind them. He's going to take out Scream. That's not what you want to happen,
Well,
Sin. That's not what you wanted to happen. He's going to go through Teleporter and try and get across towards A, I think. With the Spike being planted. He might actually just go back through halls and try and get there through despawn.
He doesn't want to make the noise of going through the teleporter right there. And honestly, the entire round changes if he finds the 2 kills right there. Then he can sit on bomb in the 1v2 situation. But now has to enter into a site that's just a lot of people playing a lot of close angles right now.
It's so difficult. Like, you turn the corner, you've got one guy watching Heaven. The Spike is so open. You have to try to check every single corner. He gets one, but he can't do much more than that. 9-3 on the half of Prodigy.
So So good first
stuff
half for
overall
Prodigy,
coming through
9-3. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's the game of chicken.
I was waiting. I thought Ender was with his usual little bit of analysis. I was like, this is Ender's time. And then he's like silent. I was like, okay, well, it's my
I just
time.
did my
And then
little
Ender-
bit of thing. Maybe it's Excoundrel's turn. Who knows?
Oh boy. This online broad, they're always good fun.
Yes, they are.
your
Okay,
turn,
now,
Ender.
the pistol round looks like it's going to be... Hey! Too Good for Lose are copying some strats here. They got one player playing over towards Bass and then 4 going B site. It's Alexi on the Cypher, which I really like as well. Got some good ability to cover angles here. Cover those rotations with the Cypher, but will they be able to win the gun duels? That has not been going well for them so far today.
Oh my.
Hasn't as always, they
Prodigy,
push
if
up
they get off
B
to-
long. There we go. Yep, same time again. Same time again. They're pushing up B long right now. They're looking to get onto this site. Aldrin's going to be used. It spots no one in hookah right now, but going to step into garden. King Mezzi looking for the positioning on these shots. Shaco there as well. Still on the side, but Jasmine steps forward, gets one. Fate's going to get the second, and now B is well and truly under control of 2G for L. 2 players coming up through halls. One in hookah is going to get flanked, and Alexi takes down Defran. Scream, can you do it? You got a ghost. Can you make a 2v5 happen? Jasmine holding an off angle here. Knows if anyone steps forward, can be right in the middle of his crosshairs. And this is such a difficult retake position. There's only one player low as well. It's only Jasmine. With the smokes coming down,
But it is
with the disruption used.
Screamy, my dude.
Yeah, I don't think they do it, mate. Even Mixwell and Screamy can't do this. Sin is now only Scream. Only Scream. He does manage to hit another head, but he hasn't got that much time left. 1v3, do you go for it? He tries, but Alexi guns him down.
A good attempt right there, coming through from Scream. Not enough in the end. So a much needed win going the way of Too Good for L right here. And they're going to be able to carry this in towards the next round. I wonder if you just keep doing the same thing right here. It worked so well, committing a lot of members over towards that B site early on into the round, protecting the flanks as well to make sure they can't come in from behind you. It seems like they are going to mix it up just a little bit here, maybe double peeking down towards Bass, making sure there isn't any sort of rush shenanigans that we've seen a bit from the defensive side on pistol rounds before.
That's a good response, though. Winning that pistol round is a much-needed situation for 2-4GL because they are going to want to get back on the board here. They want to close that ground gap and getting to a 9-5, which was the expected result after winning the first pistol round, although Alexi picks up the kill onto Mixer. Mixer, I don't know what he was doing. He was like dancing around in baths.
He was trying to
ends up
peek the
getting
corner
shot down.
and just go for a look, but it's rough out there.
It's rough out there as Alexi picks up his second.
Jasmine gets one as well. This is a pretty easy take. Playing against Econ, playing against Shorties. You expect this to be pretty easily done. King Mezzi here is holding an interesting angle. Oh, he
He's
knows he's
vertically
there.
challenged.
He is vertically challenged. Sin corrects his verticality for him. 9-5 now. Oh, but Sin actually died after
Wait, it's
the
a
round.
flawless round, but there was a team kill, so I'm not sure if I can count that one in the books.
flawless until it was a team kill. Flawless until it was team. Apparently, it's definitely too good for land. By the way, TG for L.
Okay, good.
It's people are highlighting their messages in Twitch chat to remind us of this. So
Yeah. They might be too good for land, but unless they can pull this back, they're not going to be good enough for online.
woo.
It's our turn.
Well, now they've got some guns to work with, Ender. They've got a bit of a buy, so maybe we can see them come back and find a round that works for them. So it's going to be a B site attempt here. Some noise being made down B long right now for 2-4GL. Playing Prodigy's own game against them, although there is an aggressive hold on Hooker right now. Let's see if Shaiko can pick up a kill. He can. He gets the initial pick. Doesn't get the second, though. Replan trades back, so that's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. But Screamy now knows exactly where Replan is, and he's going to move into Hooker. And he has got eyes on Replan as he makes his way down B short, just tries to escape this situation right now. Oh, Screamy!
That's
Juicy,
a beautiful
mate.
flick
Juicy.
from Scream. That was absolutely gorgeous. Dear God, Scream at just dinking heads like a madman, and now the spike is down in mid. Oh, spike is sitting in mid as the players rotate through link, going across towards A site. But Screamy Scream is just hitting heads like an absolute monster. And he can rotate across here as the A push comes out. Jasmine pushing through short. Watching Cubby just to make sure there's no one hiding there. But Mixwell has a great flank position. Doesn't only do it on attack, he can also do it on defend. The Silver Dart coming out. The recon bot will spot out the fact that they are pushing through A short. And Defran can just slowly rotate around, gets the kill. And now the final remaining player is sitting on the site. Nowhere to go. Gunned down by Mixwell. And 10 for 5 is the score.
Yep, like the moves coming in right there. Especially like Scream is just a pleasure to watch, you know, getting a little bit aggressive there even after a friend dies up in hookah, jumps on out of there, gets the flick shot for the kill, then falls back and covers long, right? He's constantly on the move, even when he's getting aggressive too, and that's just something that I don't think these guys are going to be ready for on the other side. They've gotten caught off guard by it multiple times now this game.
10-5 the scoreline. Just 3 rounds away from a best of 3 finals win secure here for Prodigy. They would take this 2-0. And again, remember, they chose Bind and they are performing on it. Screamy opens up straight away with a kill onto Retplan, arguably the strongest player on the opposite side. And Fake goes down 2 to Mixwell. This is an immediate tough situation for 2-4GL to climb back from. 3 versus 5 scenario. I mean, it doesn't matter how slow you take this, it's going to be difficult to find your way onto a site with this start coming out from Prodigy. And Shaiko's got Hooker on lock as well.
Mixwell and Scream are just performing incredibly. Like they keep hitting heads, they keep hitting their shots. If you're taking a duel against them, you tend to lose. We see Defan with a Sova arrow here. I believe that's looking... Oh, I'm not actually sure where that was meant to be looking. I don't think it spotted behind him at all. I think he was trying to get something into B mid, but obviously misplayed it. Alexi's going to take down Mixwell as they push onto the side there. I see the power of running shots in Valorant. Much more powerful than something like CSGO. You can actually maintain some degree of accuracy. Scream here does have a duel going down in B mid, looking for the shots, but Jasmine's going to take him out, and as a 3v2 situation. The spike, of course, down on A. It's been planted already. King Mezzi. Oh, you're right next to each other. Does he check close? Right, he does, but he still loses the fight. Sin's going to take it. Now Shaiko is in a 1v3. He knows where they are. He knows where they're sitting. He hits one. He's looking for the second. There's one in lamps. There's one close left as well. Tries to wallbang through, but can't quite get it. One in lamps stepping out. Alexi there as well. They peek at the same time. And they get
really nicely done with Alexi. Turn in the corner. Right together with his teammate there too, and after being put in a really tough position at the start, right, they were in a 3v5 situation, still able to take that A site, get the bomb down, and then sort of peel off in towards U-Haul, make sure you can get the really tight angle there, landed the gunshots as well, and now find themselves with the resurrection for their Sage 2, so looking very solid on this attack side.
Yeah, it was a much-needed win as well, and you can see a lot of low eco for Prodigy. They've had to spend a lot to keep themselves in this round. If they lose here, their economy is in the dust, and we're going to go to another eco round for them. That's going to allow a couple more rounds comeback here for 2-4GL. As
2G4L
doesn't find anybody on the
2G4L.
2G. I mean, sorry, I just always get it wrong. It's a crazy name. It's 4 letters and numbers. It's hard. It's hard.
That's true.
It's going to be Retplan looking down A short right now, and nothing committed. That was an aggressive B short push coming out, I guess because they expected some similar strategy and maybe trying to counteract what they were doing, Prodigy, but they didn't find anyone, no one there committing early. Retplan just throwing some utility down that A short side. 3 members on A, by the way, so there's a lot of defense committed there. But already there's 2 minds in terms of rotation coming out from Prodigy. Do they head back through spawn and sort of commit resources to that potential A defense where it really looks like 2G4L are committing? And although Jesmond picks up Shaiko, they were going for that rotate, and that was a beautiful lurk from Jesmond to find the first kill here in this round. Not looking good. It'll have to be pretty nice comeback here for Screamy, who fires blind through the smoke, can't find one, but Mixwell gets a return onto Fake. Mixwell has been such a stellar player, but will get traded back by Sind. This is good for 2G4L Medic. They are starting to ramp up their attacking prowess.
Yeah, it's still in a 4v3 situation. The spike is down, as we say, but Scream can just bring back Mixwell, but immediately, because of that res, he should just be gunned down. Mixwell taken out by Jesmond with the showstopper, but Defran is still alive, as is the Cypher. Jesmond, the only one left alive on defense. There's a rattle of kills there. Jesmond, you can hear the defuse. It's being started, but is it a fake? Yes, it is, as King Mezzy guns Jesmond down. And Defran will hold that defuse. 11-6, 2 rounds away from victory here for Prodigy.
Yeah, looks like it might get a little bit sketchy there for a second with the resurrection and Scream instantly going on down there, but played a good hold there out of bathrooms to be able to turn that one in their favor. Now, coming into this next round with like so much momentum now, one more win away from being on match point here for Team Prodigy. Like, I feel like it's going to be tough, right? You have the Brimstone ult to try and buy you some space on towards the site. Sage ult to take the aggressive peek towards the start as well. I think it's one of those situations where you try to find one of those 1v1s. If it works, it's great. You pop the Brimstone ult and you go in immediately. If it doesn't, then you know where they are, and the Brimstone ult still goes down. You just have to resurrect as well.
That was a much needed win on the last round for Prodigy.
I totally agree with you there, Excoundrel, but Shaco has opened up with the Sheriff and with the Showstoppers, already taken down 2 kills. Sin's going to get the res off because 2G4L know that they really have to win this half if they're going to win this round. Sorry, if they're going to win the map. Scream gets a refrag on Jesmond, who stepped up and got King Mezzy. And the Viper pick makes it so difficult for you to push through a short. This is the power of Viper, right? You can control an area basically for the entire round. The Fran's going to take out Fake. And Shaco with a 4K just rounds up the rest of the crew. This is
Shaco,
too good for 2G4L.
Yeah, this has given me flashbacks to the last game we saw these guys play on Bind with Shaco getting super aggressive down that B long, peeking on out there and coming away with 4 kills in that round. You can see how he starts off one more time. First, it's going to be up towards Hookah. After you trade shots there, whether or not you get the kill or not, immediately pulls on back is what he did last round to go and constantly be on the move. Make sure you're not, just staying in the same spot they just saw you and making sure they don't have the information they need to be able to approach a site accurately.
Oh, Mixwell opens up here. This is match point, remember. And they are aggressively pushing through bats. This is not a good look for 2G4L. Losing one member super early on. They're going to make an aggressive push through A short, but there are eyes on that in entry location, and Mixwell rotates back. He gets traded back with Replin on the Sheriff. Much needed frag to give 2G4L hope in hell as though Shaco takes up Jesmond. He takes out Replin. That's 2 members down. Just 2 more to go as Shaco continues his killing spree. It is a 4 versus 1, and Alexi boxed in bats. I don't think you're getting out here, mate. The knives come out. Screaming knifes his way to the grand finals victory. And that is Prodigy 2-0 in this best of 3. They are your Fnatic Valorant Open champions.
You could not have asked for a better way to finish it off right there. Prodigy were dominant throughout, and to end it on a knife kill as well, it's just beautiful.
Oh, well, great play all around for Prodigy. Shaco, Mixwell, and Scream just had exceptional performances. Dafran and King Mezzy, of course, giving the information that their team needed. You know, they're not going to be top fraggers, but they were always like feeding information into these guys who are hitting the headshots. And the fact that Shaco used like 4 bullets to hit 3 heads in that last round is just indicative of how well he performed across the entire best of 3.
Yeah, he could have been a little bit more efficient, I think, with those.
It's true. That is true.